Skater XL is the hot new skateboarding game that encourages you to chain together tons of death-defying skate tricks without having to worry about face planting in front of your friends in real life. You can go outside and do that if you want. Here to tell me more is Jeff and Dane from Easy Day Studios. Hey guys.
What's up? Happy Friday, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
So what we're looking at right now is the first look at the Nintendo Switch version of Skater XL. I've been very excited for this one personally. I really can't wait to play this, and it's really cool to see it actually running now for the first time. Tell me about bringing this game to Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, we're super stoked as well, and it's something we've always wanted to be able to do since early development. It's such a cool platform. I mean, just the idea of being able to skate around these spots and do all that like portable on the go is just cool. So yeah, we're looking at footage from the Switch to point out, this is exactly the same content that's on the big consoles. Some little tweaks to the graphics here and there, but this is the same downtown map. You're going to have the same LA school map. You can have all the pros, all the gear, and the gameplay itself. Since early development, the same kind of philosophy applies that we want the gameplay to be the top priority. So making sure it's responsive, making sure it flows well, and it feels as close to or exactly the same as the big console versions, and you have the same experience, and then all the content's there as well. So yeah, we're really stoked to be dropping this soon as well.
Awesome. I can't wait for that. Tell me the sort of like core vision behind Skater XL, which I know is obviously to skate, but why make a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's, and I think for anyone that's into the skateboarding sort of genre, there is an ever-growing gap since the last great skate game came out. Obviously, you had the THPS Tony Hawk Pro Skater series that really kicked things off and brought gear and the basic mechanic of skateboarding and sort of flowing around the area and doing tricks and stuff, brought that to video games in a big way for the first time. Starting in the late 90s, EA Skate came into things and really kind of evolved the formula and took the genre itself in one step, in a new direction in how they approach things and where the focus was. And that series certainly has just legions of fans. The whole sort of call for EA to make a Skate 4 has become a bit of a meme in gaming and almost in pop culture in general. And so, yeah, it's been 2009, I think it was when, 2010, I think Skate 3 came out, the last in the series. I think everyone was just expecting they would keep making more skate games and developing things, but that ended up being it, that there's been a 10-year gap in the genre. And that was the starting point. I think it's been a long time, and so the team as it stands, we're all kind of in the right time off the back of building games in the action sports sort of genre, but all of us coming from a lifetime of skateboarding, and this is really the title that we've it's a dream title for us, I guess. We're kind of the right place, the right time.
Yeah, that's interesting because there's a lot of stuff in video games that makes you feel like there'll be a release of your favorite genre every year, and for a while there isn't, and it just goes away. So I'm happy to see you guys are filling the void here. I think like a really great skating game makes you want to go outside and immediately start skateboarding on everything, or basically look at everything through the eyes of a skater now that you've been playing a game. But the environments that you guys have in your game are based on real world environments. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yeah. What we have coming for the release of the game is, maps that are based off real terrain and things that really, you would associate with skateboarding and what skateboarding means to a lot of people, which is, the West Coast, California, downtown LA, schoolyard spots. These are things that to anyone that sort of has a connection to skateboarding or has watched a skate video over the years, like, to a skateboarder's eyes, these environments are like playgrounds, and there's just so many different things in them. So we want to capture. We also wanted to include a whole lot of real spots, and in skateboarding, the spots themselves become famous things. And there's a lot of iconic spots that we've baked into that you would have seen in countless skate videos, and just real memorable locations that are all designed into these bigger environments.
Now, is this downtown LA right here?
Yes, we are
Okay.
near Chinatown and Koreatown. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was getting you made me weirdly nostalgic for like the E3 Convention Center area, especially because we won't be going to that this year, and this might be my closest opportunity to go, especially with no crowds or anything, is going to be very nice. What's a thing
Right,
that
right.
you feel? What's the thing you feel like you have to get right? Yeah, that's right up there. There's like video game ads on those big billboards every single year. This is like really really cool for me
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. I think last year was Doom. Maybe had a was it 2 years ago?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
now I'm
and you
getting very
have the
nostalgic.
you do the coffee meetings across the road at the steak
Yep.
place, or there's that Chinese restaurant as well. But
Oh
yeah,
man,
you
yeah.
might notice we have reconfigured things a little bit. This is very much designed with gameplay first, as the
Hmm.
gameplay. That's our core focus on everything. Is that if we're going to include a real spot, we have to make sure it's fun and not just something that's like perfect to real life, but then it doesn't skate game with the game mechanics. So it's getting that balance of like keeping the essence and what makes the spot memorable and recognizable,
Hmm.
but making it work with the gameplay at the same time.
And one of the things you've done here to ensure that is you removed all of the security guards who are always standing outside of the LA Convention Center. Um, One, because they're
Well,
pesky, and two, because the security guards are the known enemy of the skater.
absolutely, and it's. I mean, this is one of the things that was perhaps a little contentious with some of the games of the past was NPCs and the function of having the environment be the thing that's challenging and interesting, and then having
Yep.
sort of elements of the gameplay that are really just there to randomly outside of your control, like spoil the party at just the wrong moment. So to point out as well, this is not quite the complete version of the levels. There's some elements and some things that will be, bringing these levels to life a little more. Sort of more of that coming in the next month or so.
Hmm. Now, skating is in real life all about physics. It's about momentum and landing and making sure that you can link everything together. What's the hardest thing about getting physics right in a skateboarding simulation game?
You're making me pick one.
Well, I'll
um,
put it this way then. What's the thing that you felt like you absolutely had to nail, like a feeling um, in real life skating that you really, really wanted to make sure it was like one of the most important things to get down here?
yeah, and this is a very very interesting thing. I think core to the game that. I mean, not to get too much into the weeds of the game mechanics, and I think it's the evidence is there when people play the early access version of the game, and we see the response that it's had. I think we feel like we really, have been hitting the right points and prioritizing the right things, and it really comes down to the control and the sense of expressiveness that you have. The sort of metaphor we've had in development is that we really want something that is like a skateboard that you do with it. We have, I mean, this is really a first for skateboarding games in general, is that we haven't programmed tricks into Skater XL. We've programmed movement of the board, and through
Oh,
the sticks you have independent control of the feet through each stick. Moment to moment, we read those sticks at a very high rate, and that is mapped into the physics of the game at a very high rate. What you end up is something that, as you move the sticks, you feel and see immediately the response of that. You have this thing that's like, it's much more like learning to play a musical instrument than it is unlocking some challenge designed into the control scheme itself. There was a well-known control gameplay designer from Ubisoft who did some great GDC talks some time back about expressive control design. A lot of that stuff we took to heart in that, that really resonated with us, is that there's something about skateboarding. There's a reason why things get, it's such an addictive thing, and a thing that around the world, this culture and this, there's so much more to skateboarding than just going out and, ticking some box of like you did a trick. You can be working on your ollies and kickflips forever. There are pro skaters that you look at the way they do those basic tricks and you're like, you can do even the basics the way you execute them. So that's something that we wanted to capture, was the feeling that it's more an extension of you. You know, it's kind of like, you know, if you do happen to play an instrument, you sit down after 3 years and play the same song that you played 10 years in, and you're going to feel a lot more expressive. You know, your ability to play that and really put style into what you're doing. And you know, it seems like a strange analogy to go from music to skateboarding, but like I think that's kind of the sort of best image I think we're able to paint, is that the game doesn't end when you can do a trick. You know, you really keep evolving in the way that you execute things, and those subtleties, and then the way that you can skate spots, and the number of things you can do as you flow around is just, you know, really limitless. So yeah, very sandboxy style gameplay with these big environments to skate around.
I love it. I appreciate that you sort of put that in there, that, you know, it does feel more like a musical instrument. It does feel more freeform, because that means it's going to take a long time to really, you know, perfect it. And I think that that's what people are looking for right now. They want something they can really dig their teeth into. Hopefully, you don't have to wait for a long time to play this game, because it's out in July and it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, in a nutshell, it's the first skateboarding game to come to all major platforms. We keep saying since EA Skate, you know, in 10 years, but Skate wasn't on PC. So, you know, our goal is really to bring skateboarding, as it, you know, it seems to be having a little bit of a renaissance. It's going to be in the Olympics in 2021 now. The Olympics have been rebooked, but, you know, growing all around the world. It's a little bit of mixed sort of feelings, I guess, about Olympics and how competitive skateboarding fits into street skating and all that. But in general, I mean, skateboarding's coming back, and our goal has been to, you know, to bring it to as many people as possible. And so from the outset, making sure that we could bring it to the Switch, which, you know, has just come out the gates so strong. It's such a cool platform, and yeah, coming out on all four very soon.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really can't wait to play Skater XL. I think I'm going to play it on Switch because that just feels right. I always wanted like just a portable skateboarding game to bring anywhere, even though we're not going anywhere anymore, but we'll make the best of it. That's Skater XL. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you soon.